Hey everybody, it's Matt here and welcome to another episode of Did I Get What I Ordered? And it feels like it's been a very long time, but funnily enough, it hasn't in a few different ways. So when it comes to Did I Get What I Ordered, one just came out like in September, but it feels as if, because I haven't filmed one in a long time, that it's been a long time. And also, just last month I was releasing stuff for Halloween, and heck, when this video comes out, more stuff has come out this month. But because of the fact that I recently had COVID, and that definitely took me out real good, it just feels like it's been so long that I've been here talking to all of you saying, hey, how's it going? It's a me. But it feels like it's been a long time, but really it hasn't. But when it comes to this video, the contents of this video, did I get what I ordered? It feels like it's going to be a really good one because we're going into some very interesting territory. So not only are we going into a handheld console of sorts, you can guess what kind down below. It's third party, not first party, so things are going to get very interesting there. We're going into some controller stuff. Yes, controllers for consoles that in my mind are brand new this gen, but actually aren't. That hurts to say out loud. I've lived through too many gens, and also getting into a game that I would love for you to guess down below, but when thinking about how to kind of give it to you without telling you what it is, I was like, oh, it's a Switch limited run game, and it's actually a re-release of a retro game. I realized that there's just so many options and so many choices. If I tell you it was released on the PS1 and the Sega Saturn, I hope that narrows it down. I really hope that narrows it down so you can guess what it is down below before we actually talk about it. But if not, well, we're going to get to it right now. So the first thing we're taking a look at is the accessory for the PS4, which you can probably tell what it is just by looking at the outside of the box, some of you sleuths out there. But either way though, let's open this thing up with my bare hands. And as you can see, it is a PS4 controller, because my old one, my original one, is not in good shape. The third-party one I got that I want to review on our Game Time channel is definitely not good. So I wanted to get one, and I got it straight from Sony's website. So straight from the PlayStation website, got it brand new, so it was just, you know, standard price. And if you're wondering, oh wow, you really were able to get one? I don't know if they're in stock now, but remember that this footage is about a year or so old. So I got it right before they ended up being sold out pretty much everywhere. I'm hoping they're actually in stock now on the Sony website. If not, I'm so sorry about that, because honestly, like it's really frustrating to try to end up getting controllers, even just for some stuff that's last gen now, with how some of the third-party ones, in my opinion, pretty much suck. And so I will say though that this controller does work. Got that little nice Sony seal right there. And even though we're not doing an unboxing, just going to quickly open this thing up and show you how it looks if you're getting a brand new PS4 controller in 2022, I guess, so 2021 when I first got it. But still, either way though, this is how a controller looks, brand new within the last 2 years. And thankfully it does work well. It's just really frustrating that they definitely aren't cheaper, but you know, it is what it is. And now we're moving on to the limited run game, and when you see what game this is, you'll know just how old this footage is. So this is actually a birthday gift by one of my longtime friends, Tristan. It is Grandia, the HD Collection, with a cover that I don't exactly like, but I did a dedicated unboxing video to this. If you've already seen that, you know that thankfully it is dual covers, so you can actually flip the cover around. Also, by the way, remember that if you're getting a limited run game, the card is not in the game. They actually assemble them separately, so remember to look for the card before you throw out the packaging. I ended up throwing out my Scott Pilgrim card, which part of me is kind of salty about that, but you know what? The game works, the game is fun. I'm fine with that, but still, it's frustrating nonetheless. So please remember, I almost ended up throwing out my card for River City Girls. It can happen to you too, so be wary of that. So before we open this thing up, we're gonna need a little bit of help from Mr. Knife. Now, even though I didn't buy it for myself, I am assuming that this is the standard edition, which was about maybe $35, maybe a little bit more, but usually limited run standard editions are actually really cheap when you think of like how much modern games cost, and yet they come with manuals, which are freaking awesome, and they will end up being full color manuals as well. So this is actually really cool. If you're not familiar with Grandia, it did, like I mentioned earlier with the video portion, it did come out on the PS1 and also the Sega Saturn, and of course course, the game did get ported a while back to every major console and even Steam as well, and of course, here it is right now on the Switch. So we're actually going to be trying this thing out in just a second, but I gotta say, like I mentioned before, really love this cover more, and I'm definitely going to be using that cover instead of the one on the front. Just saying. So maybe I'm going to be doing a video on some cloud versions, at least the demos of some of these Kingdom Hearts games over at our tutorial level channel. Oh, and there we go. Grandia does work, which is good. I mean, you assume it's gonna work. It's a brand new game, but you know, you don't know sometimes. So thankfully, it does work. Wow. This opening cutscene is gorgeous. Now, it's a bit hard to tell, probably. It might seem like there's a bit of shimmering, and it seems weird, at least through the capture that I'm recording this through, and also any other like YouTube compression and whatnot. But when it comes to just being on my TV, I didn't notice any issues at all. This looks amazing. The art style looks like they used the Sega Saturn version and not the PS1 version. And I say art style referring to the character sprites and models and whatnot. This is an RPG if you're not familiar with it. The dub, actually, the English dub is not good at all. And I'm not someone who normally says that. I'm normally like, oh no, there are some good performances and whatnot. But in this case, no, the dub is just not good. But if you do have some nostalgia for it, because it is the original dub from the PS1, it is there. So if you want it, it is there. And if you don't, there is the Japanese version, although it does seem as if quote-unquote dub titles are used, although perhaps the dub is actually really close to the Japanese version, and that might be another reason why it sounds kind of stilted. Now, when I say dub titles, if you don't know what that means, it means that the subtitles, even if it's applied to a Japanese version of, let's say, like a video game or an anime, they're still using the English dub script. Again, though, there could be a situation where the dub is just so close that they just use that and we think of it as dub titles. But in either way, though, in either case, the Japanese dub is there, which is awesome, but the subtitles are clearly the ones that would be used even if you had picked the English dub option. But either way, I'm really enjoying the little bits of the game that I've played so far, talking to different people in the town, and I just can't wait to delve in this more. Might end up doing a review of this over at our Game Time channel. Definitely stay tuned for that. We'll be linking the channel in the description box down below, because I really want to delve more into these two games. It's just they're both RPGs. I need to find the time, everyone. The time. There's too little time. Okay everybody, so I'm back from my crisis to talk about the handheld console that I got. And again, I got this about a year plus ago, but thankfully though, they still are on sale. I actually had to check. I was like, am I going to be talking about something that nobody could get? Like, that sounds kind of rude. But no, actually, they still are on sale around the same price. This is the Revo-K 101 that I can't get out of the box. Okay, so technically the Revo-K 101 Plus. So if you're not super familiar with this and what the heck it even is, so it is a Game Boy Advance clone. Now, you've probably seen so many of these out there, you know, what makes this one unique? And we did do a dedicated unboxing video of this. If you didn't see it, well, strap in because it's going to be very interesting. Although, I don't like the back of that. But either way though, strap in. It's going to be very interesting. So this handheld is made to look like the GBA Micro, which many of them have a similar form factor. So what makes this one stand out? Well, you can see right down here that this flash cart actually looks very much like a Game Boy Advance cartridge, to the point where it seems like it's pretty much like a similar or the same mold. Well, here's the thing. This can play original GBA cartridges. Not Game Boy Color and not original Game Boy, sadly, but it can play Game Boy Advance cartridges. And I said the word flash cart before, so yes, you can, if you don't have original cartridges, don't have a lot of cartridges, you can load games onto this flash cart and play them. So this thing can play a Game Boy Color and Game Boy original games as well, at least through the flash cart, although the aspect ratio is a little weird. But it also comes with some other cool things as well. You can see here there's an AV cable, because yes, you can hook this up to your television. Also, you can record footage from it. I would not recommend it. You're not going to get the best quality possible, but it can still be done either way. And also, that white cable back there is actually a charger, because yes, you can charge the system this way, because yes, this does not take batteries, thankfully. So you can actually charge the system that way. Also, something that you might not have been able to see well before, there is a link cable port up here. Sadly though, it does not support the wireless one, but you can plug an original one in and actually not only link up with other Revo-K 101s, but also link up with original Game Boy Advances and Game Boy Advance SPs, which is pretty freaking cool. Now, looking at the bottom here, you can see that there's a headphone jack, of course, you know, standard stuff. But what I think is amazing about this, not so standard, is how amazing this screen looks. Not going to go into a full review right here, definitely going to go into one over at a Game Time channel, but just quickly showing off some footage. Look at this game, look at how good this looks, look at how good this screen looks. When you compare it to some backlit GBAs and GBA SPs, I'm sure they blow it out of the water. When you compare it to, you know, Hyperkin's recent clone, it's definitely better than this, no doubt about it. However, this was only $75. So the fact that this is $75, it can play GBA games. Sure, again, it's not like what Hyperkin is putting out. Wait, pause. I said Hyperkin. I meant Analog. Definitely not talking about Hyperkin. So when it comes to analogs, I totally get why you would spring for the money to go for that, especially with a dock as well, although remember that the dock is separate. But when it comes to the Revo-K 101, it's about, at the low end, 75 to 80 bucks, or if you want to spring for convenience to get it to you sooner rather than later, then you're going to go more for $100. But in my opinion, if you're comparing both products, while I don't have Analog's Pocket in my hand, I will just say that I really enjoy this so much. Again, we'll be doing a dedicated review over at a Game Time channel, but I really am enjoying it, and I think that if you're looking to save some money and kind of just dip your toe into this, this is definitely what you should go for. Just saying. But either way, let's jump back to me in front of the shelf. Alright everybody, so that about wraps up this video. I need to go lay down because I was talking in front of a camera, and then as I was doing it I was like, oh no, I'm going to cough, and then I did a lot. So I'm gonna go lay down. Love you all. Take care. Tune in next time. It's unnaturally hot for November. I'm frustrated. I'm sweating up a storm here. I want to be wearing my leather jacket. It should be cold, damn it. Anyway, love you all. Take care and tune in next time. So, hope you liked the video and the pickups. See ya.